today I think I'm going to try transitioning this thing from the engine stand to the engine cradle, so it gives me better access to the rear of the motor so I can mount the flywheel and bell housing, and need to make some critical measurements, some runouts and stuff like that, so that everything gets lined up and put on properly. And I think that'll just be a lot easier to do on an engine cradle rather than the engine hoist, having this thing just kind of teetering in the air or whatever. So we're going to start moving it over to that and see about getting this thing started. So I bought an engine run stand used locally, got a good deal on it, and really want to hear this thing fire up. So I think that's what we're going to be working towards today. Ultimate end goal is getting it off the engine stand onto the cradles, and then working on flywheel, bell housing, run out measurements, some concentricity measurements with the dowel pins, and then starter. Stay tuned.
Okay, so I'm installing some cradles that I got off of Amazon. Super cheap, came with casters and bolted right up to the LS engine. So it's just one bracket on each side, and super cheap, super easy, and hopefully very sturdy. So here I'm going ahead and hooking up the engine hoist using a leveling fixture to attach to the block. So just have some connection points so I can jack it up, get the weight off the engine stand, and ultimately get the stand off. So here I'm installing the pilot bearing using the clutch alignment tool that I also got on Amazon, all steel, doubles as a pilot bearing install tool. And once I switched over to a small sledge, the bearing went in a lot quicker, but I started off using a dead blow and it just wasn't working. So here I'm test fitting the starter, and I ended up buying an indexable starter where you can clock it in multiple positions. And it's a good thing I went that route because straight up it comes like right up against the crank position sensor right there. So being able to clock the starter allowed me to get valuable clearance. So here, just checking some measurements for the starter, tooth to flywheel clearance, as well as how far the starting gear sticks out and engages the flywheel. Bellhousing is ready to go on and start aligning everything. So I started off with the straight dowel pins, and I take a bunch of measurements and try to get the thing as centered up as possible, at least within 5 thousandths or less off the center line of the main. And this turned out to be a huge headache for me. I must have took this Bellhousing on and off at least 10 or 12 times trying to get the alignment. Ended up settling in with 7 thousandths offset pins to get everything in, and then final alignment came in just about, I think it was 4.5 thousandths.